What up, y'all? It's your boy Martine, aka the Boxing Purist. Welcome once again to the Truth and Absolute channel, where I speak the truth and nothing but the truth. So help me, good God Almighty. All right, y'all. So before I get into the video, if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure that you hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the dislike button. It's all good. It's all love. Drop a comment down below. I love talking boxing with you guys. And this is just one of my things. Please forgive me. I love when a comment is dropped down there that is coming from a casual boxing fan. What do I mean by casual boxing fan? Fans that tend to get a little bit too in their feelings, right? They go off of the boxing game on how they feel for a fighter, or if they like a fighter or not what he could actually do in the ring. So please, casual boxing fans, it's all love. Drop the comments. I especially love talking to you guys. Anyway, so I was just on the IG and I saw that they are finalizing a fight between David, the Mexican Monster, Benavidez, and Demetrius BOO BOO Andrade. You guys know who I'm talking about. It's being finalized for the fall. ESPN just reported. Now, this is an interesting matchup. It's an interesting matchup because it depends how you're looking at a type of fight like this. First of all, I'm happy that Andrade is finally getting back in the ring. I'm happy that David is back in the ring, staying busy. But there's going to be so many ways to look at this fight. One would just be like, yay, they made the fight. But there's a couple of, in my opinion, there's a few downfalls to it. Okay? And I wouldn't really blame... Well, Andrade has been way too inactive over the past, 5-6 years even. You know, I remember when Andrade beat Vanes Martirosyan. He was the first one to beat Vanes Martirosyan. He got dropped like early in the fight. He came back and won that fight. And at that time, Vanes was a force to be reckoned with. He was doing some big things at that time. That matchup was a really, really good fight at that time. And again, Demetrius put it on him. That's when I kind of became a big Demetrius Andrade fan, right? The only problem is over the years, he just got more and more inactive. He was always there calling out fighters. There's videos of him calling out, the Charlo brothers. Of course, he would always mention Canelo's name. I believe he mentioned Triple G's name. There's one guy that called him out. Well, before I get into that, the only problem with Andrade is that he was just calling these guys out. But in my opinion, one of the things that you got to do and how you force a fight to happen is you take the route of a Triple G with Canelo. I don't think Canelo was ever putting off the fight, but Canelo was the cash cow. So what did Triple G do? At the time, in my opinion, they were talking way too highly of Triple G. Nonetheless, what you cannot take from Gennady Golovkin is that he stayed busy fighting everyone and anyone. Most of those fighters weren't great fighters, but the point is he stayed busy. In the mind of the boxing fan, he was knocking out fighter after fighter after fighter after fighter. Some good names, not great names, but it doesn't matter because he stayed busy. He kind of, I don't want to say he cornered Canelo into the wall, as in Canelo didn't want it, but he made sure he was going to get that fight. Demetrius Andrade didn't go that route. He was more of a set up a big fight. Something happened. The fight got canceled. I'm calling out this name. I'm calling out this name. I'm calling out this name. I'll be at a presser. I'll be at your presser. I'll talk bad about your performance. You're avoiding me. You're avoiding me. He tried to speak fights into existence, which I guess we have seen, but he wasted a lot of years doing that. And in my opinion, it's not the same Demetrius Andrade that was 4, 5, 6 years ago. Because he's been so inactive, because he hasn't fought a high-leveled opposition in God knows how long, right? So name-wise, it's good. It's good for David because David is still young. David is still in the prime of his career. And, I mean, it's smart on PBC's side because now you're getting David in there, and they're not stupid. They know what people are going to say about this fight. David is fighting Andrade, and Canelo never wanted to fight Andrade. Charlo never wanted to fight Andrade. This guy never wanted to fight, but the Mexican Monster stepped up to the plate. In my opinion, and I'm not trying to knock David, y'all. I'm not knocking David Benavidez at all, but you see what's going on behind this, in my personal opinion. Okay, because I've said it again. Yo, this is the Truth and Absolute channel. We get out of our feelings. I got to call it straight up and down. In my personal opinion, David is way, way too big to be fighting at 168. In my personal opinion, he's just way, way, way too big for that weight class. A lot of you guys don't realize it, okay? There are fighters that are, we like to say, if I'm talking to another boxing fan, he could make weight. What you mean by he can make weight, it doesn't matter his size, he could drop down to a lower weight. I don't know if you guys remember Chavez Jr. Chavez Jr. probably walked around at 200 pounds, somehow was fighting at 160, he could just make weight. Some body types lend themselves to that. Not every body type does. You take a fighter, let's just use Canelo, for example. Canelo, there's no way he'd be able to fight at 154 right now. That the man would faint. Even when he fought Floyd, and I'm not making excuses, I'm just talking about his weight. If you notice after the weigh-in, he had to take a seat, and that was at 152 catch weight. And this was years ago. Canelo's body didn't lend itself to that. It still doesn't. But David Benavidez is a fighter. His body lends itself to it. He probably walks around 200 plus pounds. He's a big dude, but he fights at 168. So that's going to make a huge difference because it turns into, could Andrade hurt him? You know what I'm saying? An Andrade that's past his prime. However, it looks great on paper, though, because now it looks like David is fighting someone who Canelo ducked, who Charlo ducked. The most avoided fighter in boxing ducked. You know what I'm saying? Or he stepped up to the plate and fought him. I'm sorry. I see it as a good business move. One thing I do want to throw out there, and I think that this could have been a great, great opportunity for Andrade. Years and years ago, Erislandy Lara called him out. He said, Andrade, I beat you in the amateurs, I'll beat you in the pros again. That is the fight that Andrade should have took back in the day, but it's a high risk. It's against Erislandy Lara. You know what I'm saying? That's what he should have done, and he could have made a lot more things happen for him. At this point, I hate to see it. I hate to say it because I'm a fan of the dude and I believe in his boxing skills. But this much inactivity, age up there, I'm just going to say Father Time is undefeated. And if he's at his best, I'll be really impressed. But I just don't see it. I don't see it. Nonetheless, it's a really good business move. Years ago, I mean, these guys are from different eras. So I would say years ago, I would favor Andrade. But now, I mean, it's a big name thrown out there for David, to amplify, David, the Mexican Monster Benavidez, in my personal opinion. That's just how I see it, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Drop a comment down below. Let me know how you guys feel about it. Let's talk boxing. Much love. God bless y'all. Peace.